Welcome to Find Me in a Book. This podcast is meant to be like you're talking to your best friend about romance books. I share my passion with those who love to read, those who don't have time to read, or those that don't like to read, but still want to know and be involved with book conversations. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
We have the husband back for this week because it is the week leading up to Christmas, and I wanted to do something fun.
Yeah.
And I hope it was fun. I hope it wasn't stressful for you. You looked kind of stressed when I told you about it.
I was just hungry.
Oh, he was just hungry.
I was just really hungry.
Well, I'm really excited about this episode because we're not going to be talking about physical books. We're going to be talking about audiobooks.
Audiobooks?
I know.
What?
Using your different sense than your eyes. You're listening to with your ears. I don't know. I meant like your senses.
You meant senses, but you said sense.
Well, that's what I meant. And I thought it would be fun because we have, a 13-hour drive ahead of us?
13, 14 hours, something like that.
Depending on stops, because we are taking the dogs with us.
It'll probably be 14 hours.
Oh, gosh. From Arizona up to Idaho. So we have quite a drive, and I thought it would be fun to do a little roulette. Is that what you call it? A little Russian roulette on...
Not Russian roulette, but roulette.
Roulette?
Sure.
Oh, okay. On what we're going to listen to. And so I had the husband do 2 audiobooks that he wants to listen to and 2 podcasts to listen to. And I did 3 books and 1 podcast. So what we're going to do...
Joke's on you, because I also did 3 books.
Did you really?
And 1 podcast.
Oh, I didn't know that. So this was my thinking, that we would come up with... Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not making fun of you.
I'm
matching, mirroring, and duplicating you.
Okay. I'm flattered.
You're welcome.
So we would write down the suggestions that we wanted to listen to. We'd put it in a little mug. We have our mug here. And
right
then
here.
Whatever we pull out is what we have to listen to. And the reason why I did...
And we're each pulling out 2?
No, I figured we'd pull out 1 each for a audiobook and then 2 podcasts.
Well...
No, because we only put 2 podcasts in.
Yeah.
So just 1 podcast. Because I figured if we get kind of bored with the book or if we don't really want to listen to the book for a little bit, we could put a podcast on. And we're not strictly like this is what we have to listen to. It just gets us started. And I kind of want to just see what we can do.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
But we are going to stick to this.
Yeah,
right?
We are. Oh, absolutely. Like,
okay. You made it sound like that we aren't sticking to this.
Well, I mean, like if we get bored, like we can listen to some music.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Podcasts.
We'll find out if it doesn't go well.
Yeah. I mean, but we are sticking to these books though, like that we choose. Like we have to listen to them.
I mean, we have 8 options in this cup right
know.
now, and we're only picking 4 of them.
So each of us picks a book, like an audiobook, and then 1 podcast, right?
Well, we won't know which one's a podcast. I think we both just pick 2, and whatever it is, that's what it is. Podcast or book.
Okay. Nope, that's fine with me. Should we go over our choices first?
Yeah, let's go over the choices. Do you want to say yours?
Sure. So I've been on a pretty big kick of mystery and thriller books.
Ooh.
I am pretty obsessed with Freida McFadden. I think I've listened to 3 of her books now.
As the author's name?
Yeah, that's the author. She is so good. Like, there's always a twist, and I can't, like, I love it so much. I just finished another one today. And so I only put 1 of her books down, and it's Want to Know a Secret. And it's about like a chef, I think, or like a blogger, and some things go down and there's like mystery and that's all I read. And I was like, done. Okay. So my first one is Want to Know a Secret by Freida McFadden. The next one is The Girls in the Snow, which I think is like a crime thriller mystery. There's these 2 15-year-old girls that are found in the snow, and one, like a detective, comes back to her hometown to help solve it, and she finds out that she's involved somehow with like her network, and yeah, so that one sounded really interesting. And then The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. I think this is the one. This one was really popular, like on a lot of the like top charts is that I think her husband dies and then she has to basically solve his murder because like the cops and everything aren't solving it. And so she does it herself, which I think is really interesting. And then the podcast, I put We're Here to Help, which is the one with Jake Johnson from New Girl. I put that podcast down because I really want to listen to it. It sounds really funny. So those are the ones that I chose. Now it's your turn.
The ones I chose are as follows. The Montauk. Oh, maybe I should preface it. I really like monster books.
Oh.
Monster books
Oh,
and
yeah.
monster movies are my thing. I really like creatures that are really integral to part of the story, whether they're good guys or bad guys. You know, like Aragon, dragon, it doesn't matter. Anyways, that's the stuff I'm into. So it'll make sense when I read these off. The first one is called The Montauk Monster by Hunter Shea.
Okay. Do you know what it's about? Really?
It's about two bar patrons who wind up dead and an evil creature that is out massacring a town. And it's up to a detective and a cast of other characters in the book to figure out and save the town from being destroyed.
Amazing.
Very classic monster tale.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's on Audible. It's supposed to be like some dramatization too. I listened to like the first 2 minutes and it was like, there's some
Pretty drama.
Well, there's some music and like they really try to create an environment. It's like a radio play.
Well, what happens if we're listening to it and I'm driving and it scares me and I'm like, ah! Like I veer off because it's scary.
Well,
just kidding. I won't do that.
We're
but
going to die then.
Let's not listen to it at night.
The next one, this one kind of veers off the author's normal thing. This is by Stephen King.
Okay.
And it's called Fairy Tale.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like one of his normal horror books, though. Sounds more like The Goonies,
Okay.
if that makes sense. But it's about this kid who's doing some work for an old guy and his dog. The old guy dies, but the guy leaves him a cassette tape that says, "In my shed is a portal to another world."
What?
In that world, there's all these creatures and heroes and villains and all that stuff. So there's like a whole portal there.
Wow.
Stephen King wrote about. Now, it probably is dark and creepy because it is Stephen King, but I don't know. It doesn't sound like his normal thing that he typically does. So
Why am
it's
I having a
interesting.
deja vu? I am literally having a deja vu right now.
Are you?
Yeah, and I don't know why because we've never done this before.
Maybe that's part of it.
I don't know. It's already.
Is there a
getting to
gas
me.
leak? That's part of it.
Oh my gosh. It's like the pre-production to listening to the book. Oh my gosh. If we pick that book, JR.
Oh my gosh. 1 in 8 chance that we pick the book.
I know. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. The next one is called Dragon Blood by Lindsay Buroker. Buroker. Yeah, sure. Buroker. Dragon Blood. It's about... There's 2 different types of dragons. All right. I know like back in like Tokyo, Japan, anime world, there's like dragons that are considered like humans and they call them dragons. Mm-hmm. That might be kind of like what this book is.
Okay.
But anyways, dragons have magical powers and stuff, but they died out. But there are still some descendants of them. And if you're a descendant of a dragon, then it means you're able to cast magic and all that stuff. Oh. And this is about the last remnants of that race or something.
Like
so,
last ancestors
yeah,
or last...
yeah, like the last remaining people of that ancient magical race.
Oh, is it kind of like they don't know
It's a little
that
bit
they
high
are?
fantasy. It's a high fantasy story.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
High fantasy is like Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
The
where it's
Hobbit.
like pretty in depth, like really, really detailed.
Well, no, like
really...
elves, dwarves.
Oh, you call that a high fantasy?
Yeah, that's high fantasy.
Oh,
That's
I'm learning things every day.
the genre. That's what they call it.
I didn't know.
So fantasy, like if you say fantasy, fantasy could also encompass wizards, like Harry Potter, and what are some other just fantasy stories? Peter Pan could be considered a fantasy. Mm-hmm. When you say high fantasy is like the world of like Lord of the Ring, like
so it's not like a fantasy and contemporary world mixed like some are. A high fantasy is just like a world that's
separated.
created.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that makes sense. I had no idea.
Now you know.
I've read a lot of high fantasy books.
You have read a lot of high
and
fantasy
I
books.
didn't know that's what they were called.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So there's that one.
Okay.
And then the last one is The Dollop.
Oh,
The Dollop is my favorite podcast.
It is.
Because I like learning things in podcasts. I like...
With comedy.
Yeah, with comedy. Especially, yeah, it's really funny. The premise of it is this guy studies a piece of American history. It could be anything from American history. It could be current people. Could be people from the past. Studies it, and he reads it to someone who doesn't know what the episode is going to be about. And he just reacts to the story the entire time. And he typically does things that are very unique, or it'll be odd or super interesting or really courageous. He always tries to find like the most odd stories out there. There was one about the oyster farms of New York, which apparently was a really big thing. Manhattan used to be just an oyster field, and then they threw a bunch of garbage on it, and then they built a whole city on it.
Oh,
Crazy.
That reminds me of the book that we talked about. I can't remember the episode, but it's called Shucked, and it's about an oyster family, and it's over, I think, in Maine or something.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
New York was the oyster capital of the world at one point. Yeah.
Interesting.
Huge. But oysters aren't even that good. But people were eating it left and right. It was crazy. There were so many oysters, you could just walk out there, reach into the water, pull one out, and you would get the biggest oyster.
Really?
It was apparently the size of a hand.
Wow.
And they don't exist anymore now because they polluted the waters and ruined it.
I've never had an oyster, but they don't look appetizing.
They don't. They aren't.
You've tried? When did you try one?
It's salt in Louisiana. It's a salty booger.
Ew. Why would someone want that?
I don't know. When you fry it, it kind of loses. Everything tastes the same after you fry it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, well, without further ado, let's...
Here we go. First drawing.
First drawing.
You can pick the first one.
I will pick the first one. Thank you.
I know. I gave you permission.
Okay.
As your husband, I give you permission.
Wow. Okay. I'll close my eyes. The first one...
No, not that one. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
What is it?
The Girls in the Snow by Stacy Green.
Oh, boy.
That was mine. Okay, so that's the first audiobook.
It's the first one.
You can choose, but
I can choose this next one?
Yeah.
But you're going to mix it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Close your eyes. Okay.
I'm closing them.
Well,
Thank
yeah,
goodness. Hopefully the listeners don't think I cheated. It is Fairy Tale
Oh, I'm so scared.
by Stephen King.
Okay, so now what? Do we choose a third one? And if it's a podcast, or what? What did we decide?
I thought we were each picking two, and then on our
Okay.
trip, if one goes bad, we alternate to that one.
Okay, so let's choose two more. But then should we choose the order? Like, which
Sure.
one do we start
so
with?
let's pick the two more.
Okay.
Okay, so you pick one right now. What is it?
The last thing he told me. These are all mine.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Now you
I see
choose
how it's
yours.
working. I see what's going on. Okay. Oh, this one's yours. Want to know a secret? Freida McFadden.
Freida McFadden.
So
Okay.
I only got one of mine
I
in.
only got one. Can we veto one of them? Like, can we do that?
I mean, I think we can only veto it in the moment of us driving in the car.
Oh, yeah, I guess we can. Should we
Like
have
if-
a backup?
The
We
four
have
are the
four.
backups.
That's true.
Each of those books are like 15 hours.
That's very true. Okay, so
Here,
let's
dump these ones out.
Okay, so let's now decide.
Between the four, we are now going to pick our reading, listening order.
Yes.
Okay, got it?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. You
So number one, the first
Dig in
thing
there.
we're going to attempt is The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave.
Okay.
I'm really disappointed.
Okay, well then can I just say the one that I want to listen to first is the one by Freida McFadden because I know that she's so good and I just
Wait, did you just pick that out of the thing?
I did actually. I
You
just picked it.
No, put it back in. Put it back in.
But
I only have one of my books in there.
Okay.
So you can draw. No, I'm going to draw the second
I
one.
don't like these suggestions anymore.
No, you're the one that picked this.
I know. Want to Know a Secret by Freida McFadden.
No, you don't get to draw.
Yes, but I want that
don't get to draw.
Okay.
You should have just put in like 4 Freida McFaddens.
I know I should have. I just regret everything now.
Okay, I mixed it up. The second thing we are going to try, yes, Fairy Tale by Stephen King.
That's fine. So we're going to listen to mine first.
Yeah, we'll listen to that. Okay. And if it gets boring or it's dumb or we're tired of it, we will move on to Stephen King.
Okay, that's fine. So The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave and Fairy Tale.
What's that about again?
The wife that she solves her husband's murder.
Oh, okay.
So it sounded pretty good.
All right, well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
All right, well, you got to pick 3 and 4.
Oh. I got distracted. The Girls in the Snow.
Yep. So that's number 3.
Want to Know a Secret. So the
by
last
Freida
one.
McFadden.
Oh.
So the last one.
Well, maybe we'll veto. Just kidding. No, we'll.
This was all your idea.
I know.
I am supporting you in this.
I just immediately regretted all of it. Just kidding. I don't regret it, but I really
just want to do what I want to do.
I really do want to listen to Freida McFadden. I've listened to 3 of her books. I just finished The Coworker, which the twist wasn't as crazy as I thought it would be.
Wasn't as twisty?
Yeah, because I've read The Housewife and then the second one to that one, or not The Housewife, The Housemaid, and then the second one to that one. And then I also listened to The Inmate. That one was pretty crazy. So this is the 4th one that I've listened to, is The Coworker.
The Coworker.
Yeah, so those are really good. Also, before we go, I just want to tell you, not really like you, but like I found a series.
Wait, tell me or tell the listeners?
Tell the listeners.
Oh.
Yeah.
You want to tell the
like,
listeners.
Not you, but like the
so
listeners.
I'm you.
Yeah.
But the listeners are you.
That's right. Okay, so I think I found this book on TikTok. Someone mentioned it, and I started reading it, and I became obsessed. Literally obsessed with it. And
she's so obsessed with it. Like, there's a corkboard wall with yarn drawn around, and she has pictures of this book and the characters, and she's a conspiracy theorist now.
No, that was Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, really, though. So this book has 4 books. I don't know if the 4th one has come out yet, but it's Spark of the Everflame, and that was on my TBR for a while, and I finally read it. I am already halfway through the 3rd book, and I just started them like a couple days ago. Like, this series is so good. It's high fantasy. So, using that term.
High fantasy.
Yeah, and there are a lot of twists. The spice is not very much, actually. There's a lot of tension, a lot of sexual tension, but there's surprisingly not a lot of spice. And I'm okay with it because this world and the characters and everything have just kept me entertained.
Not me. I'm all about that spice.
You are all about that spice. You love the alien spice.
Oh, God.
The monster spice.
What?
There are
monsters?
Books.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I know there's monster
There is a
books.
book. I don't know what it's called, but people have like kind of posted about it on TikTok with a door.
A
spice
door?
with a door.
Wait, like the door that you walk in and out of.
Yep. I don't know what spice is involving it, but it is a door.
I think it's the doorknob that they
I could see it being
get
the
spicy
doorknob.
with.
I'm not tall enough for that. They'd have to be tall, you know? Like, I don't know.
What about the keyhole? You think they do something with the keyhole?
If it's a man, if it's a woman, I don't know who the main character
Maybe
is.
it's the peephole.
They
do something with the peephole?
How?
I don't know.
Beep, 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 beep. Use their finger? I don't know. That's not arousing.
You like that door? You like me playing with your peephole?
Is the door like a person? Like, can it talk back to them? I don't know.
I think you hold on. Let's look this up real quick.
I don't know what it's called.
Okay, I'm just gonna type
Romance
erotic
book.
door book. I'm going to Google that. All right.
Let's see. Me too. Erotic
Our
door
Google history is going to
book.
take a hit right now. Erotic door book. Unhinged by Vera Valentine. An erotic
that's what it
door
is.
romance.
That's what it is.
Okay, let me read. All right, I'm on Goodreads right now. I'm going to read the synopsis of this Unhinged.
What's the star rating?
The star rating is 3.12.
Wow.
So not great.
How many?
Not as bad as you thought it might be.
That's true. How many people have rated?
Wow. Oh, okay. I'm very unfamiliar with the book world. How many ratings do you think it has?
Maybe like a couple thousand.
Okay. How much does like a really good book have?
Like over 5,000.
Over 5,000?
Yeah.
A really good book has over 5,000
Well,
ratings?
if it's on Goodreads, I don't know. Like, how many does it have?
Over 9,000.
Oh my gosh.
Over 9,000 rating. Oh, hold on. Ratings or reviews?
Either.
Okay, well, it almost has 3,000 reviews.
Oh my gosh.
And it almost has 10,000 ratings.
That is Unhinged.
It is Unhinged by Vera Valentine.
Wow. Okay.
So
tell me.
let's read the synopsis now.
Okay.
Dangers come a knockin'. Someone's been watching Tana closely, but he's a lot closer than she realizes. From intimate moments to lazy afternoons on the couch, he's secretly seen it all and fallen for her along the way. The problem is that someone else is watching too, and his obsession with Tana is a lot more dangerous. When a man claiming to be her front door enters her dreams to warn her about an imminent threat to her life,
No.
Tana initially chalks it up to her weird late-night snacks. But she rethinks things when her earnest visitor insists he's also ready to protect her in exchange for one hell of a favor.
What? Sexual favors?
I don't know. I just stopped reading. But let's go back to it. When Tana trades her best line of defense for an unlikely supernatural ally, the threat lurking beyond her apartment hallway starts getting desperate as the law closes in. Can her inhuman companion save her from the worst of humanity, or is it too late for both of them?
Oh.
Content Unhinged is a paranormal romance story that involves a human woman getting it on with her front door.
No.
Which later turns into a guy.
So like Beauty and the Beast type.
Yeah, maybe like a really weird version of Beauty and the Beast.
And the door turns into a guy?
Yeah, this story contains a lot of stuff that would probably land me on the naughty list with bots from our benevolent overlords. If I went into detail in this blurb, please peek at the look. Yeah, so that's what it is. So a door turns into a dude, and they get it on, and he protects her.
Wow.
From something.
Wow. How does that even work?
They made a wish on the door.
Well, okay, so the door enters her dreams.
Yeah, so every time she used the door,
so does it have a face?
Hold on, I'm unpacking this a little bit.
I am too.
Why would the door have a face? No, it looks like a normal door.
Okay.
So it probably is just like communicating to her. I mean, if a face appeared on the door, then it's like, oh, it's everyone would see it.
It would make it easier to get it on with the door then.
With just a face?
Well, if it had a face.
Well, I mean, it turned into a guy, so maybe it was communicating with her through her mind.
Kind of want to download it.
But
on this. But
do you think every time she put the key in the door, she was like pegging the door?
He was like, oh, be careful.
Oh, not that one. Front door, back door. It's unpacking a lot. You think turning the handle where it was his nipples?
Oh. I don't know. Or his penis.
Or the schlong. Sorry, we're getting spicy with our words now.
So spicy.
I didn't know if we're allowed to say these words on your podcast.
I am.
Okay.
His schlong. You were going to say schlong?
Schlong. Yeah.
Instead of penis?
Peen.
The Anyways. Well, I am so glad everyone is now aware of that book.
Unhinged.
Unhinged.
Well, now you know what we're going to read on the Drive Up, and now you are educated on
I was gonna
Unhinged.
say,
No, we're not
what
going to
if we
read
listen
Unhinged.
to it? It could
Yeah,
be on our
maybe.
Audible
Sure.
list.
That'll be our fifth one. That's our
we get
fifth one.
bored with
If all the
everything
other
else.
four stop, we will learn about a spicy door romance.
I can't even wait. Well, yes. So that is what we're going to be listening to on our drive up to Idaho for Christmas,
or on the way back.
and or on the way back. Both. I
Both.
mean, we have a long drive.
How'd you
there
say that
and
word?
back. Both. Both. I said both.
With an L.
Yeah, it's
Both.
fine. That's how you know I'm from Idaho.
Hey, listeners, how do you say the word B-O-T-H? Do you say it both
fine.
or do you say both?
It doesn't matter. They don't care.
They might care.
Well, I'm grateful for you guys, and I hope you have the best Christmas.
The best.
And definitely follow along on my YouTube channel and Instagram, because I will keep you updated on our listens and what we decide to do and how far we get and just all of it. Mostly on Instagram. Definitely follow on the stories. So.
And if you don't celebrate Christmas, have a happy Hanukkah.
Hanukkah or holidays, whichever holidays you do celebrate.
If you don't celebrate any holidays, enjoy the mandatory time off from work.
Or if you don't get time off of work, I just hope that you sleep well at night or in the mornings, whatever your schedule is.
Whatever it comes to.
We just hope
as
you
long
have
as
a
you
great
sleep
week.
good.
Yeah, we just hope you have a great week.
Just kill it. Just kill that week.
Yeah,
Own
because the new year is going to be starting, and why not?
And then you just do great in that new year too.
Yeah, but also just go out with a bang of this year.
With an unhinged door.
Oh my goodness! With that,
Go out with your door. It is there for you.
it's there for you.
It's there to
It's always
comfort you.
there.
It
And
protects you.
Yes, especially protect you.
It's a very strong metaphor for men.
Amazing. I love it.
Stick a key in us and we'll open.
With that, we'll talk to you later.